Hi everyone, this is Stacy Reynolds, and in this video we'll be reviewing how to identify potential journals to publish your manuscript. Probably one of the most common reasons a manuscript gets rejected is simply that it's not a good fit for that journal. So it's helpful to really take the extra time up front to identify journals that may be a good fit with your manuscript. First, break down the working title of your manuscript in terms of its topic, population, setting, or STEEP principles, which are domains of quality care, which is care that is safe, timely, effective, efficient, equitable, eco-friendly, and patient-centered. Here's an example. Maybe your working title is something like Reduction of C. diff infection in a Neuroscience ICU. This title can give you guidance on what journals may be good to look at. The topic is infection prevention, neuroscience, the population, and ICU is the setting. This also relates to quality and safety of care. Consider this other title, Using Clinical Decision Support Systems to Reduce OR Delays in Patients with Orthopedic Trauma. The topic, Clinical Decision Support Systems, relates to informatics. Orthopedic trauma is the population, and the OR is the setting. This relates to the STEEP principles of efficiency and timeliness. Keep these concepts in mind because they can help you think through potential journals, and we'll come back to these examples in a bit. There are several resources to help you find journals. The one that I like the most is the Nursing Journal Directory, which is a list of reputable nursing journals collated by the International Academy of Nursing Editors, or INNANE, and the Nurse Author and Editor Journal. There's also the website JANE, which stands for Journal Author Name Estimator. You can also search for potential journals in PubMed. Let's look at how to use each of these resources. Here's the Nursing Journal Directory. You can click on these panels and it will show you the journal's description, the current editor and their contact information, and a link to the journal's website. You can scroll through the entire site here, but there are nearly 300 journals, so that may take a while. You can also add a filter, which will help. So if you come up here and click Add Condition, let's say we want to search for critical care. You can see that it brings up all of the journals that have the term critical care in their title. Or we may consider typing in oncology. Here you can see that there are several journals related to oncology. However, there are other journals that don't have the term oncology in the title, but rather cancer. So you do have to think through different terms that might be used depending on the journal that you're looking for. Next, we'll go to JANE. In this text box, you can include your title, concepts, or abstract. Let's plug in one of our examples, Reducing C. diff in the Neuroscience ICU. Click on Find Journals at the bottom. And here it shows you a list of potential journals. This is an okay starting point. Next, we'll go to JANE. In this text box, you can include your title, concepts, or abstract. Let's plug in one of our examples, Reduction of C. diff infection in a Neuroscience ICU. Click on Find Journals at the bottom. And here you can see a list of potential journals, such as the American Journal of Infection Control, Dimensions of Critical Care Nursing, or the Nurse Practitioner. This is okay as a starting point. Sometimes the journals they recommend are helpful, but some of them may not be. So you can see that some of them are maybe more medical journals rather than nursing journals and may not be a good fit for your manuscript. So you really have to look into the journals more thoroughly to see if they would be a good fit. Another option is to search for journals in PubMed. To do this, go to the PubMed site and at the bottom right, you can click on Journals. In the search bar, you can type in a broad topic that is aligned with your manuscript. Here, I'll search for journals related to critical care nursing. There's actually quite a few of these journals. You can see here that there are 28 critical care nursing journals that PubMed returned. You can point out here another option is to search for journals in PubMed. To do this, go to the PubMed site, and at the bottom right, you can click on Journals. In the search bar, you can type in a broad topic that is aligned with your manuscript. Here, I'll search for journals related to critical care nursing. You can see that PubMed actually returned 28 different journals related to this topic. I will point out here that some of these journals, such as this one, Journal of Perioperative and Critical Intensive Care Nursing, states that it is not currently indexed for Medline. However, if we go down here, the AACN Advanced Critical Care Journal is currently indexed in Medline. You can also filter your search to only search for journals. You can also filter your search to only search for journals currently indexed in Medline. Another option is to search for journals in PubMed. To do this, go to the PubMed site, and at the bottom right, you can click on Journals. In the search bar, you can type in a broad topic that is aligned with your manuscript. Here, I'll search for journals related to critical care nursing. You can see that PubMed actually returned 28 journals related to this topic. I will point out that some of the journals here, like the Journal of Perioperative and Critical Intensive Care Nursing, states that it is not currently indexed for Medline. However, the AACN Advanced Critical Care Journal is indexed for Medline. At the top, you can filter and only search for journals that are indexed for Medline. You may be wondering, what's Medline and why is it important that a journal is indexed in it? Medline is a database produced by the National Library of Medicine and includes thousands of journals that meet specific criteria. Articles within those journals are indexed with MeSH terms. Being indexed in Medline gives an article maximum visibility, increases the credibility of the work, and can help prevent submission to a predatory journal. Indexed journals are generally considered to be of higher quality than non-indexed journals. Because of this, it's recommended that you submit your manuscript to a journal that is indexed in Medline. Let's go back to our examples. After looking through the different resources, let's consider some potential journals you may have found. For the topic of infection prevention, you may have found journals like American Journal of Infection Control or Journal of Infection Prevention. For the neuro population, you may consider the Journal of Neuroscience Nursing. For the setting in the ICU, as we saw, there's lots of critical care nursing journals like Dimensions in Critical Care Nursing, Critical Care Nursing Quarterly, or Nursing in Critical Care. As C. diff impacts the quality of care, you may consider quality-related journals like the Journal of Healthcare Quality or Quality Management in Healthcare. Let's look at our second example. First, the topic Clinical Decision Support Systems is related to informatics, so we may consider journals like CIN, Computers Informatics Nursing, or the Journal of the Medical Informatics Association. The population is orthopedic trauma, so we may consider journals like Orthopedic Nursing or Journal of Trauma Nursing. Since the setting is the OR, we may consider the Journal of Perioperative Nursing or Journal of Perioperative Practice. Also, the manuscript is about reducing delays, so you may be measuring the economic impact of the project, in which case you may consider a journal like Nursing Economics. To recap this video, to identify potential journals, first identify concepts of your project in terms of the topic, population, setting, and associated STEEP principles. From this, use different resources like the Nursing Journal Directory, Jane, or PubMed to identify potential journals. In the next video, we'll review how to send query emails, narrow down your list, and rank the top 3 to 5 journals that may be a good fit for your manuscript. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.